It is my first time trying the caramel biscuit whey protein. I'm gonna have it in my cream of rice. This is the cream of rice that I'm using. Naughty Boy's chocolate brownie batter. So that will complement the caramel biscuit deliciously. We're gonna see what it tastes like. Stir. Look at that. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Jamaica. Bomba clad. Hear me now, robot. Look at that. That is fucking splendid, boy. Fucking splendid. Yeah, man. So let me just do a quick little... fucking deep throat that then, boy. Come on. How far can I go now? Okay, that wasn't that far, really. Sucking dick would be out of the question. Oh yeah, as does frozen blueberries. Delicious. I tell you what, these are a 10 out of 10. The texture, the crunch to them, the sizing, beautiful. Gosh. Moment of truth. Got my delicious bowl. 1 gram of salt on top, 100 grams of cream of rice, and 200 grams of frozen blueberries with 40 grams of the caramel biscuit Perform Whey pre-workout meal. Oh yeah, and 20 grams of dark chocolate. I will be doing a full day of eating next week. Gaz is going to record that. Going to show you exactly what I'm eating in this year's prep. Stop talking, George. Let's give it a fucking taste test. Of course, I've got to get a bit of blueberry on it. Got to get a bit of salt on it. And I've got to get, obviously, the cream of rice on it. Okay. That bangs. That bangs. Let me give it another taste test. You can't just base it off one mouthful, you know. You got to do 2. Okay, so the initial taste that goes into my mouth is nothing. Then as I start to get to the back of my mouth and I start to swallow, I then taste the caramel, I then taste the biscuit. And then when I swallow it, I have that aftertaste of caramel biscuit. Is it my favourite? No, it does not beat double chocolate. Hands down, the best. But is it close? It is close. Is it in my top 3? It is in my top 3. I rate it. Very, very good. Perform have done a good job on that one. I weren't too sure about the peanut butter and jam. Like, I don't get the fuss about peanut butter and jam sandwiches. It just doesn't make sense to me when people do that sort of shit. However, caramel biscuit. I was actually using the tub as a tripod. So if you do want to get some, head over to Supplement Mad, George 10. Get yourself a cheeky little discount, boy. Diesel looks like he's got a fat doobie in his mouth. Go on, boy. Look at that, boy. Smoking one on me, are ya? Jeez. Can I have a little toke? Can I have a toke? No? Can I have a toke? Oh, angry boy, angry boy. See you later, boy. Daddy loves you. I miss you already. I'm thinking about you. Every second at the gym, I'm thinking about you. I love you so much, and I'll take you for a big W later. I promise you. I'm so fucking sorry for leaving you, boy. Absolute scorcher of a day. I'm still wearing a fucking jumper. Not much changes there, Georgie boy. I don't think I'll ever change. I feel like I'm just comfortable in a jumper, you know? I get that all the time. People ask me, why do you wear a jumper all the time in the gym? Why do you not wear a t-shirt or a vest? Listen, 1, stop fucking caring about shit that doesn't matter to you. 2, I wear what I want, innit? I wear what I want. It's like me asking you why you wear this. Why do you wear that? Why's your hair cut like that? You know? At the end of the day, I don't give a fuck what you do. As long as you're happy, which I am, by the way, very happy. That's the main thing, right? Of course. Since I've been up here, all I've seen on a sunny day, whatever the time of the day it may be, whatever day as well, people love cracking open a tin. They're going fucking down the street, drinking the old tinny. Sun's out, fucking get the beers and lagers in, eh? They absolutely love it round here. Imagine getting boozy throughout the day. I remember that when I was younger. I think it's fucking great. Like, what a life. What a life. You know, just getting pissed during the day. Getting pissed during the day is different, isn't it? It just feels different. It's like getting high during the day. It just feels different, innit? Saying that I could do with a fat little zuby right now, I tell you. Weird how people live different lives, right? I couldn't think about doing anything like that. It's a regular thing for some of the people up in Barnsley. I don't know what you call Barnsley people. Barnsley, like a Lutonian. I don't. I'm even going to try on my stuttering gob. Make sure you follow the playlist as well. UK Drill, get you nut in the game. Closing in on 4,000 followers. Not that it means anything. Spotify, you better start paying me soon, yeah? For this fucking content, boy. Squeeze the lead with a don't get shit with it. You look idiot, man. Just shot. Hey.
I'll burn my chest with fucking bullets. Make him drop them fucking squeeze. Free would you be? 6 months run this blade. I just feel like keep on swinging. E1 is like on the strip, but I'm not gonna lie, his dead breath swinging. T Rangers, stop with the talking.
Right, enough of this. Enough of all this and all this sort of shit. Like, I'm acting like I'm hard. I'm not fucking hard at all, yeah? Just listening to drill, but I'm like the whitest white boy out there. Shut up. Get yourself into the fucking gym, drink your pre-workout, and we'll discuss what's going to happen in the next following clip. Not a deep throwing dick then. Gosh, shut it. Make the most of his energy, George, because when you are deeper into prep, you're not going to be the same. You're not going to see this happy, like, energetic George. You're going to see this guy that's just dragging his ass to the gym. And I'm quite looking forward to it because I'm a weirdo. I'm an absolute fucking weirdo. Love feeling like shit. Yeah, love it. I actually do. It's weird. If I don't... Listen, yeah, if you see someone on prep and they're all happy or dancing around, they ain't fucking prepping hard enough. That's all I've got to say. Anyway, stop it. I said I'll go into the gym and chat. Let's fucking see you in a bit. We made it into the gym. It's very loud in here today, so I might have to speak up a bit. I'm in for legs, like I said, 100 times. Cybex hack rotation, so it's going to be interesting throughout this prep if I can retain the Cybex hack. I remember back in my 2019 prep, I did it for majority of the prep, but towards the end I started to struggle to keep it in just simply because it used to bury me at the bottom. Like, if you've used the Mark II Cybex hack, it's very like sticky in that sort of mid to sort of bottom of the range of the movement. It's very sticky compared to the Cybex Mark I, so we're going to see how it goes. I mean, I'm determined to obviously keep it in throughout this whole entire prep because I think it's one of the best hack squats on the planet, but at the same time I feel like it's just one of those exercises that is just going to butcher me if I continue doing it deeper and deeper into this prep. So I'm still feeling good. My body weight is still high, and I'm still holding on to plenty of fat, so I expect it to move pretty well today. I also expect, as I'm getting leaner, my endurance will get better as well. So typically as my scale weight comes down, I find that the 15-20 reps that I do fucking fly. I feel like I remember being on prep 2019 and I did like a 15-20 rep and I was recovered just like that. Fucking took me a minute to recover from it, whereas right now I'm a fat shit. It takes about fucking 5 minutes to recover from that. So I'm looking forward to being a bit fitter as well on a day-to-day sort of basis, other than walking the dog and feeling like utter shit because I'm fat. I'm not fat, that's the thing, but you notice the difference when you are very lean when it comes to just day-to-day sort of activities. Session looks like this: standing calf raise for 3 sets, adductor for 2 working sets, leg extension for 2 working sets, leg curl, seated leg curl for 2 working sets, Cybex hack for 2 working sets, leg press 1 working set, which is a 30 rep cluster, and then a lateral raise at the end for a little bit more side delt top up. I originally was doing a Bulgarian split squat in this rotation as well, but I got to the Bulgarian split squat after the leg press and I was just absolutely butchered. I couldn't fucking do it. I had to stop, I had to just take it out because the quality of my session was so, like, how can I word this? The effort that I was putting into that session was terrible, was fucking, like, really bad. So I thought, you know what, what's the point in keeping this in? Take it out and just not bother doing it. And since then I've noticed that I can put more quality in the Cybex hack, more quality in the leg press, because I know that I'm not doing that split squat at the end. So little things like that, when I notice the session quality suffers, I typically just like, no, not going to bother doing it. So intensity always remains high in that aspect. That's it, 21 weeks out. Let's fucking do this, Georgie boy. As always, fucking Bean is in that fucking game. I'm ready. Like I said, I always say this, 2019 I was a number, just wanted to see where I was at, you know, can I get lean, what do I look like stage lean? 2022, I want to fucking win. And I don't do this for like second places like I did last time. Like being called out in second place, fucking hated it. As much as I was like respectable about it, and I'm like, yeah, second place. I sat there and I was like, fuck this, I don't want to fucking come second. And I think that made me realise when I was placing second how much this sort of sport means to me. Anyway, enough fucking soppy waffling shit. Let's get into this leg day. Let's fucking kill it. Nice in a fucking game. I've made an absolute rookie mistake and wore all black. And in here it's like a fucking... It's basically like a hot tin, if that makes sense. It's fucking way too hot in here. Rookie mistake, George. Wear shorts next time. Maybe crack a t-shirt in this prep, who knows. Gotta be lean enough first. to another voiceover. I've been thoroughly enjoying doing these so far, so as always we're going to continue doing it. Started off with the standing calf raise. Prior to doing any leg day, I always get on the Stairmaster for 5 minutes just for warm-up purposes, get some blood flow into the lower body, get that heart rate elevated as well to prepare myself for the session, and also just to switch this fucking bean on. So as weird as it sounds, hippie as it sounds, I visualize the session, which does help massively. If you struggle to switch on, flick that sort of switch, get on the Stairmaster, get on the treadmill. 5 minutes can make a massive difference. As you can see, I fucking stacked this standing calf raise and I put 80 kilos on top of it. I have got strong calves, don't get me wrong, but this machine is very, very light. So don't just think like I'm Billy Bib bollocks here, stacking it and putting 80 kilos on top of it, because realistically, if I'm able to put 80 kilos on top of a fucking stack, something's going wrong there, you know, just think of that. So, as you see in my other rotation, I'm doing a seated calf raise and I'm doing a standing calf raise. Seated calf raise, obviously we're working the soleus muscle, which is underneath the gastrocnemius, which is the main muscle of the calf. And when you're working or doing a standing calf raise, you're obviously working your gastrocnemius. So I would always recommend doing both in your rotations. So you've got one seated, one standing. I'm doing a 2 count at the bottom and then a 2 count on the track contraction. So back to what I said in the previous leg day video, spend time at the bottom of the movement. You don't do that in day-to-day sort of life. Like, who walks around and does a lot of dorsiflexion? We don't often do that position. We always plantar flex, so always walking, you know, that's plantar flexion there when we're pressing for our toes, but we never do that when we're doing dorsiflexion. So yeah, really overload it at the bottom, and it makes a massive difference to how you feel your calves. And that guy nearly knocked over my tripod there, you may have seen that, which, imagine if he knocked over my camera, I'd have been quite upset about that. I then proceeded to move on to the adductor machine. So the Gymshark adductor, I'm up to 6.5 plates on this now, so it's pretty heavy. I must admit, I've noticed that the Gymshark pieces, they have like a lifespan on it, if that makes sense. And what I noticed with the machines is that if you use and abuse the machine, then chances are it's probably not gonna last that long. So they normally have about a year. It looks like they have about a year or two sort of lifespan on it, because so many people overload it with weight. Some people just bang the weight and throw it on the floor. You know, that sort of lack of respect on the machine some people have. You may notice that I've got like a little seat behind me. You can't really see it on the video here, but there's like a little pad behind me that I'm sitting on. That's actually there to kind of help me, because as weird as it sounds, I'm not big enough for the machine, as tragic as that is. So this little red pad in here behind me as I'm sitting on it brings me forward slightly, so I'm able to actually use the machine properly. So I did 6.5 plates for a set of 8, I think it was 8 or 9, and then I did 5.5 plates for a set of 15. So I'm actually getting pretty strong at it. I remember when I first came here and I was doing like 4 plates on this, and I was like, wow, okay, I'm actually really, really weak. And then I saw Jack Thorburn doing like 10 plates on it, and I thought, right, you know, something's going wrong here. But the more I've been doing it, the better I've been getting at it, and I really do believe that this Gymshark one is the best adductor machine out there. So my 2 favourites are this one, and surprisingly I like the Prime one. If you ever use the Prime adductor machine, very rarely do you see anyone stacking it. I very rarely ever. The only person I think I've seen stack it and put weight on it is Nick Gloff, and his legs are humongous. So definitely, if you want like big adductors, if you want big legs overall, I think the adductors give you the illusion of having bigger legs. Like, it just gives you that extra thickness. So I definitely think it's a must. And also, if you want to if your girl's down sucking your dick as well, try like squeeze her head together. Honestly, she'll feel that. I don't even know why I said that, George. Anyway, then moved on to the Prime leg extension. So I personally at the moment am loading this in the shorten range. So you don't normally see this on the leg extension, but people normally overload it at the beginning portion of the set, but I actually overload it at the end. So when it's hard to get short, that's where I'm overloading it. The beauty of these Prime pieces of kit is you can adjust obviously the resistance profile or the strength profile of the machine itself, which is cool. I've got my assist your lift seat belt, which really helps me stay locked in and keep those hips back, because on a machine like this, all I simply want to do is I just want to bring my hips forward. And then what I also use is I use my straps, so I'm fully like locked into the machine. With this set I did a 15 to 20 repper, and then I did a rest pause, so 3 failure points using the same weight 30-second rest in between it. I kind of like that, and I noticed that I fatigue so quickly on this leg extension. It's pretty crazy. And then I go on to the prime hamstring curl. So again, I will use my assist your lift seat belt. Here I've got actually Mark helping me get in, because what I noticed is that I'm like in between like pins. So what I need Mark to do, as you can see here, is he actually pushes me down into position, which helps me actually get locked in fully. So then the pad doesn't allow me to move forward. So you can see just on the actual set itself, like my hips do not roll forward at all. They're in the exact same position. And Mark's great. Mark is a very good spotter. He has tons of training experience. And when you've got a big guy like this fucking telling you, do more, of course I'm going to do more. I ain't going to bitch out of it. I'm going to fucking go for it. So I actually got 1 rep up, and I got 1 assisted rep as well. So the beauty of having a spotter on something like a hamstring curl is they can assist you through getting an extra rep or getting it short as well. Because you may notice on a machine like this, and where I'm overloading it is I'm actually overloading it in the lengthen range, the mid to lengthen range. So where you're looking right now, where Mark is spotting me, that's where I'm overloading it. And all Mark will do is just help assist me get it short. So as you can see here, that is a perfect spot to get me short. And honestly, my hamstrings after doing that were obliterated. As you can see by my face was done. Oh, I pulled some facials. And then I'd really do like high rep sets on hamstring curls, like anywhere between like 15 to 20 reps. I massively enjoy. I don't know why, like the pump I get in my hamstrings from doing it. And I'd like to say I've got quite good hamstrings, especially in my side chest. My hamstrings have massively improved over this past couple of years now, and I think that's down to doing some high rep sets as well. If I finish the set, I'm like, fuck me, my hamstrings are sore. So I think anywhere between like 8 to 20 reps hamstring work works really, really well. But finish the set, and do you feel it in your hamstrings? Are you finishing and your hamstrings are fucking cramped? That's kind of ideally where you want to be after doing it. I then proceeded to move on to the Cybex hack. So wasn't a great day on the Cybex hack. I did 4 plates and a 2.5 each side. And then I got AJ to spot me, and AJ told me, look, take out the Cybex hack and go for the Atlantis. I had the same issue as what I did in 2019. I got this sort of personal sort of relationship going on with the Cybex hack that I don't know what is up with me, but it mentally sort of exhausts me. I get crazy amounts of anxiety to the point where I don't want to do the set. I don't know why. The Cybex hack is the only exercise that ever does that for me. So then I moved on to the Atlantis hack squat, and I did some pause reps, and I did a 12 to 15 set, sorry. So that was really nice. I actually really like the Atlantis hack squat. It's really smooth as well, so definitely give that a try. But here I'm trying to think about, can I press through my big toe? One, can I press through my heel as well? I personally like to externally rotate my feet a little bit. That just helps me keep a sort of fixed plane and allows my knees to not cave in as well. Because the typical thing that I see a lot of people do is they allow their knees to cave in. Work what's best for you. You may notice that my depth is I'm quite deep in terms of the range of motion. But I would always say, like, whatever allows you to stay on your quads, do that. Whether it's full range of motion, whether it's slightly less, whether it's just going below parallel, like, allow the tension to stay on your quads. Don't let your hips roll forward, and then all of a sudden you're getting a load of tension for your glutes and your lower back. I see it very commonly with a lot of people. A lot of people are inexperienced. They're just using their glutes and their hamstrings, and then they wonder why the quads aren't developed, and they wonder why their glutes and their hamstrings are more developed than the quads. It's because they're being performing a squat pattern incorrectly. So definitely work upon that. And then I moved on to my cluster set on the leg press. So this is probably the hardest set of the whole entire session. Ideally, what I do here is I use a weight that I can go to failure for 20 reps with. So I'll do 20 continuous reps. I'll then proceed to go on to a 30-second rest. And then what I'll do is I'll go straight back into it, and then I'll go to failure again. So what I normally get is I normally get 20 reps. I think on today's session I've got 21 reps. And then what I do is I probably get about 6 reps on the second cluster, and then the third cluster I normally get about 4 or 5 reps. So as you can see, as I get progressively, the more clusters I do, the less repetitions that I do. And this is where I'm absolutely cream crackered. So as you can see, like towards the end, like it's really like a mental sort of challenge to kind of not give up and try and aim for 30 reps. So first set is always aiming for that 20 reps. Second set, trying to aim for about 6. third set, you're trying to aim for about 4. And if you can go beyond like 30 reps, then I would certainly recommend that. So today I did 31 reps in total. I didn't stop at 30 reps because I knew every single set would gone to failure. So what I'll do next time is just adjust the loading a little bit. I'll make sure I add a little bit more weight to the machine. I was originally using this pre-core, which is just here on the screen right now, as you can see. But then I went back to doing the hammer strength one, just because the hammer strength one feels more natural for me. It allows me to get more range of motion, and it allows me to be continuous. And I connect really well with it as well. So that was that, and honestly, give that Give that a try next time in your leg day. 30 rep cluster, 20 continuous reps. Go to failure, of course. Try and get a spot on the last 2. And then on the second cluster, try and get 6 reps. And then the last cluster, try and get 4 reps. See how your legs feel after that. I promise you, you'll be fucking butchered. I then moved on to the final exercise that I did was some cuff lateral work, just for additional a delt top up. I usually use the Prime cable stack, but unfortunately this was taken today, so I had to use the Atlantis one, which is still quite smooth. What I'm actually really trying to think about here, and what I'm doing differently as of recently, is I'm trying to keep my elbows in front, or I'm trying to keep my hands in front of me like this, rather than coming out like this. Normally I come out to the side like this, but instead I'm just coming out like that, as you can see on the video. And for some reason I just connect much better with my side delt. So just 2 sets here of like 12 to 15, just getting some blood flow in there. And like I said, I respond really well to high rep sets on the cuff laterals. And I think that's massively contributed towards my delt development over the past year or so. So if you are like having lagging delts or lagging side delts in particular, I would definitely recommend just doing some additional work throughout the week, because it's such a small muscle that it can recover pretty efficiently. So that was the session. Really good session overall. Made some good progressions. Felt a little bit fatigued, and obviously I'll probably need to deload at some point very soon. I'll discuss that with AJ, but so far so good. We're moving in the right direction, which is nice. Feeling good. Feeling confident going into this prep that I can retain a lot of my performance and retain a lot of my muscle, which is something that I neglected a lot in 2019. But yeah, I'm happy, and I hope you guys are happy as well. When I'm happy, I hope you're happy. If you're happy, I'm happy too. I'll see you in the next clip. I was dragging my ass towards the end there. I don't know why. I just felt fucking... Been sitting in this car for like 5 minutes now, like debating if I should leave. It was one of those sessions, I don't know, just one of those sessions. I haven't felt like that in a while. Maybe it's the prep kicking in after, what, 5 days of me being on prep. Fucking hell. Imagine. I just didn't feel great on that session, and those sessions are normal. Like, not every session is going to be a great session, you know. As much as I would love it to be amazing and I'd rate it epic every single time, unfortunately it's just not going to be like that. And that's something that you just need to remember, that is not every session. Don't get me wrong, I made some good progressions in the session and it felt good in some areas. Like mentally I was kind of like dragging myself to go do a set. For some reason I don't normally do that, so yeah, we're just going to monitor that. I'm not going to worry too much about it. I'm just going to try and get a good night's sleep tonight, not think about it, not worry about it, and then today's another day, is meant to say. Tomorrow is another day, another fresh day to kickstart whatever you're doing. So yeah, I just try and not gonna. I can't even fucking talk right now. Just fucking go home, George, you little prick. Eat your post-workout and shut your trap, yeah? Okay, you lovely bunch. I tried to do a spin there, but it didn't actually quite work. Just editing this video, about to go live. So, I'm actually currently deloading. I'm on a devolume week at the moment, which I will discuss in one of my next videos. Tomorrow, I'm recording with Gaz, so that should be good. So, another pull video should be going out over the next sort of week. Comment down below book or logbook if you've watched the whole thing. Here's my logbook. Got some stickers actually, so I'll show you my little... If anyone knows any good stickers, I'm basically like putting loads of stickers on my logbook. So I've got a gas one, and I've got an off-key one at the moment. Anyone got any good sticker suggestions? I'd really appreciate it. I hope you have enjoyed today's video. If you have, please like, please subscribe, and as ever, we shall see you guys in the next one.
I'm a London scammer. Yeah. I see it, I want it, I click it. Nights in the bando, pirates whipping. Next day, man started clicking. No boo, I'm waitress tipping. Bad B, come and take this dinking. Codeine, that's what I'm sipping. Money, that's what I'm missing. Look, I'm a London scammer. I see it, I want it, I click it. Nights in the bando, pirates whipping. Next day, man started clicking. No boo, I'm waitress tipping. Bad B, come and take this dinking.